what do you think, why are the blockchains started to move from proof of work to proof of stake? And why Kaspa decided to be the one?
Proof of stake is easier, especially now, because if you want to create a new proof of stake, you have all of these tons of implemented technology, implemented libraries, implemented infrastructure that you can just use. It gives you better performance. It gives you better throughputs, and it gives you better finality, and it gives you better reaction times than most proof of work. Why wouldn't you want to use it as a user who just wants to create a meme? The thing is, if you want to go back and think about what is the real purpose of things, to offer true decentralization, then proof of stake arguably fails this. Not everyone will agree with this, but I think there is a strong case to be made, at least strong enough that you can't dismiss it if you disagree with. In proof of stake, I think it has two very, very significant drawbacks when compared to proof of work. The first is that if you have some advantage, you get to keep it for free, right? Say you have 10% of Ethereum. If you keep staking it, then for all times you will keep having this 10% of Ethereum, and you could have an influence like that. You know, with 10%, you can't censor anyone, but you can stall them, you can create problems. If you compare this to proof of work, in proof of work, say even that you have 90%. If you want to maintain this 90%, you will have to keep working. You will have to keep spending money on infrastructure, on electricity, on maintenance, and on procuring new hardware as it is produced. Nothing guarantees that you are gonna keep your influence, and in proof of stake, it's essentially free. So this is a huge problem for proof of stake. How do we know we are not gonna have these huge blocks, reserves of coin that have too much influence and can coerce the network? The second thing is that actually the dynamics of proof of stake, they naturally go this way, because the more money you have, the larger proportion of your money you're going to put on stake. Unless we are in this weird situation where 100% of the money is staked, if just 80% of the money is staked, you're already in a situation where the proportion of stakers just gets larger with time. So I never seen any argument against the possibility that the end game of any proof of stake, if you look what would happen to any proof of stake if you wait long enough, is that you have huge undestroyable players that have huge influence to coerce the network. Then people say, okay, we just reorg them out. We're just gonna fork them out, but that's not gonna happen. You can't even know which coins belong to which player, and the way that they can coerce the network would be very subtle and sophisticated, hard to detect. So I think it's a very cool technology. It's a very cool platform for doing fast consensus. But if you want to look at it as like this decentralized solution for global scale economy, I think these two issues make it prohibitive. Just make it inadequate. And in proof of work, we don't have these problems. We have other problems, but not these problems, which I don't see any way to reconcile it.